The balance between getting beautiful stories and shooting them in a cinematic way is always a tough one. I think the standard response is focus on the story. The best camera is the one that's in your pocket. I think the truth is that the stories that rise to the top are when you have gear and you're familiar with it enough that you can get the story and you can elevate the cinematic quality at the same time. Personally, I'm looking for gear that's really lightweight that I can set up quickly and get a high-end shot without missing the story. We just arrived in New Zealand and we're just on a trip to check out the different locations for future film projects and test a lot of new equipment and hopefully come back in the future and do a project that's a little more in-depth and meaningful. Kind of a camera nerd's dream come true. We're testing every camera system Shotover has. We're moving at 70 knots or something in a helicopter. It just looks like a locked off tripod shot. Like first night in Milford Sound, and it's just a symphony of time lapses. The moon is pouring over the back of the peaks, kind of trying to stay calm. It's pretty cool when you get somewhere and you haven't seen it in the daylight, and you're just seeing it in these 30-second night exposures, and then you wake up in the morning and it's a whole new world.
Stars aligned and we're getting an opportunity to go to Lake Quill for this like once-in-a-lifetime time lapse.
Weaseled another one. There's this fabled lake out there called Quill Lake. It's hanging on top of a cliff. The giant waterfall coming down from it.
I'm happy to land, but she'll be 1 hour maximum. But if the cloud starts to roll in faster, we'll have to get out again.
Flying over the cliff with a 1,000-foot waterfall over the lake. There's not many places in the world like it. Got about 45 minutes to get a time lapse. That's how it always is. You just gotta scramble and make it happen. That's what I've always liked about the Syrp gear, honestly, is that it's simple and you can fire it off pretty quickly.
Oh, I miss you too. Goodbye, Lake Quill. Epic, mission accomplished.
Motion and motion control for video is kind of the essence of storytelling and what makes shots compelling, and that brings cinematic value, but it also helps you convey something to the audience in a really simple but powerful way.
Renan and I have been on this path together lately of trying to create art in some of the most extreme environments, often environments at risk as well, and we definitely set ourselves up for a pretty big challenge, slogging huge amounts of gear on our back, but it's worth it. Always.
For me, over the course of the work that I do, people are really important and cultures are really important, but locations certainly play the biggest role. A lot of times a landscape becomes a character. Through time-lapse, through aerial photography, through a lot of the things that I'm passionate about, coming from a climbing and a landscape art background, those are the things that I really want to bring to life.
New Zealand gave us its challenges. We had a ton of inclement weather all the time, but it also provides for the most kind of epic movement in life.
This has to be one of the most photogenic places on the planet. Kind of frothing at the chance to come back and tell an actual story and do it a little bit more justice.